Zoopharmacognosy, nature's pharmacy for animals. Imagine walking into a grocery store where the shelves are constantly shifting. Some items are delicious and nutritious, while others might make you sick, or even heal you, depending on how much you eat, what you mix them with, or how you're feeling that day. For animals in the wild, this isn't just imagination, it's everyday life. The natural world is their larder, a vast pantry stocked with food that's always changing and often comes with a catch. This fascinating phenomenon, where animals instinctively use plants, insects, or other substances to meet their needs, whether for nutrition or healing, has a name: zoopharmacognosy. It's a big word, but it simply means animals knowing how to use nature's medicine. Let's dive into this incredible topic and explore how creatures big and small tap into the wild's powerful pharmacopoeia. The challenge of nature's larder. Animals don't have the luxury of nutrition labels or expiration dates. Their larder, the plants, insects, and other resources around them, is a dynamic, unpredictable mix. One day, a plant might be bursting with the energy and nutrients an animal needs to survive. The next, it might be laced with bitter toxins designed to keep hungry mouths away. These toxins, or non-nutrients, aren't just fillers, they are bioactive, meaning they can affect an animal's body in big ways. Depending on the dose, how often they are eaten, or what they are paired with, these compounds can be poisonous, mind-altering, or even medicinal. Add to that the fact that an animal's own health is always shifting: hungry one day, sick the next, and you've got a complex puzzle to solve. To survive, animals have evolved clever tools. Their taste buds, for instance, aren't just for enjoying flavors, they are like built-in warning systems. A bitter taste might signal danger, steering them away from toxic plants, while a sweet or satisfying taste might mean safe and nutritious. Inside their bodies, biochemical processes act like detox crews, breaking down harmful substances before they cause trouble. But it's not all automatic. Animals also have to make smart choices, constantly adjusting their behavior based on what they eat and how it makes them feel. A berry that's fine today might upset their stomach tomorrow, so they learn to pay attention to the after effects of every meal. Eating smart, nutrients, energy, and avoiding trouble. For animals, the top priority is finding enough nutrients and energy to keep going, without accidentally poisoning themselves. This balancing act is tricky because the good stuff, like sugars or proteins, often comes bundled with the bad, like toxins plants use to defend themselves. Over time, animals have developed adaptive taste preferences, meaning they are drawn to foods that meet their needs and repelled by ones that might harm them. After eating, their bodies send feedback. If a meal leaves them feeling sick or uncomfortable, they are less likely to try it again. If it feels good, or fixes something that's been bothering them, like hunger or weakness, they'll seek it out next time. This feedback system, often called hedonic feedback, from the Greek word for pleasure, is like an internal guide. Foods that taste good or relieve discomfort get a green light, while those that cause pain or nausea get a red flag. It's a simple but powerful way animals regulate what they eat, ensuring they get the energy they need without overloading on toxins. Beyond food, nature's medicine cabinet. Here's where things get really interesting. Animals don't just use this system to avoid danger or fill their bellies, they also use it to heal themselves. When they are sick or injured, they might feel unpleasant sensations, like pain, fatigue, or nausea. Just as they seek out food to fix hunger, they can seek out plants or other substances to ease these symptoms. This behavior goes beyond normal eating, it's animals acting as their own doctors, tapping into nature's pharmacy. Scientists first noticed this in insects, where they saw a difference between regular feeding, for energy and nutrients, and something called pharmacophagy, eating specific things for their chemical effects, not their food value. Think of a caterpillar munching on a toxic leaf not because it's hungry, but because the toxins help kill off parasites in its gut. From there, researchers coined the term zoopharmacognosy to describe cases where animals seem to deliberately use medicinal substances, like herbs, to treat illnesses or injuries. How do we know it's medicine? Spotting self-medication in the wild isn't easy. Animals don't leave notes saying, I ate this plant because I had a stomachache. So, scientists like Michael Huffman, a primatologist, came up with a set of clues to figure out when an animal is self-medicating rather than just eating. Here's what they look for. Signs of sickness. The animal should look or act sick, maybe it's sluggish, feverish, or has parasites. Ideally, there's a test, like a blood sample, to prove it. Unusual choices. The animal eats something it doesn't normally eat, something that's not a regular part of its diet and doesn't seem nutritious, like a bitter leaf instead of a juicy fruit. Getting better. After eating the substance, the animal's health improves, and there's evidence, like a follow-up test, showing it's not just a coincidence. Timing makes sense. The recovery happens in a time frame that matches what we know about how the substance works, e.g., a plant known to kill worms clears an infection in a day or two. Lab proof. Scientists analyze the substance and confirm it has enough active ingredients, like chemicals that fight parasites or reduce pain, to explain the healing. For example, chimpanzees in Africa have been seen eating the bitter leaves of the Vernonia amygdalina plant when they are sick with parasites. Tests show these leaves have compounds that kill worms, and the chimp's health improves afterward. It's a strong hint they are not just hungry, they are self-medicating. A spectrum of self-medication. While Huffman's guidelines are great for studying wild primates, self-medication isn't limited to a strict checklist, or to monkeys. Animals of all kinds, from wild bears to household dogs, show us that zoopharmacognosy comes in many forms. Here are a few examples. Dogs and grass. Ever wonder why your dog eats grass and then throws up? It might be trying to settle an upset stomach or clear out something bothering its gut. Grass isn't food for dogs, but it can act as a natural remedy. Birds and clay. Some parrots eat clay, which has no calories but can neutralize toxins from the seeds they eat. It's like a built-in antacid for their diet. Bears and roots. In North America, grizzly bears chew on osha roots, which have antibacterial properties, possibly to treat infections or sores. Elephants and bark. Pregnant elephants in Kenya have been seen eating certain tree barks that locals also use to induce labor, suggesting the elephants might be preparing their bodies for birth. Even insects get in on the action. Monarch butterflies lay their eggs on milkweed plants, which are toxic to many predators. When the caterpillars hatch and eat the leaves, they absorb those toxins, making themselves poisonous to birds, a clever defense strategy borrowed from their food. Why it matters. Zoopharmacognosy isn't just a cool animal trick, it's a window into how nature works. For animals, it's about survival, using trial and error to navigate a world full of risks and rewards. For us, it's a reminder of how much we can learn from the creatures around us. Many human medicines, like aspirin, which comes from willow bark, were inspired by plants animals have used for centuries. By studying zoopharmacognosy, scientists can discover new drugs, understand animal behavior better, and even protect ecosystems where these natural pharmacies thrive. So next time you see a dog chomping grass or a bird pecking at dirt, think of it as more than a quirky habit. It's a glimpse into an ancient, instinct-driven wisdom, an animal tapping into nature's larder not just to eat, but to heal. Zoopharmacognosy shows us that in the wild, the line between food and medicine is beautifully blurry, and animals have been blurring it for millions of years.